Fix here. Hey, I know that the tagline of this video is a little bit clickbaity, but I want to have a quick discussion with you here. This isn't going to be about fixing anything. This is going to be talking about Range Rovers and Land Rover and Jaguar in general, and explaining why they have so many failures, and also why I don't post that many videos. First off, let me get to the tagline of this, why I said $500,000+ in Range Rovers. And I did a 2011 Range Rover, $90,000 MSRP. Bought it for like $7,000, sold it for maybe $13,000, $14,000. That was a couple of years ago, back in 2018, 2019. Then a few years go by and I do a 2016 Land Rover Range Rover Sport SE trim. It was a $70,000 MSRP. Bought that for like 10 grand, sold it for like 25,000, something like that. Next was a 2016 Land Rover Range Rover long wheelbase Autobiography. This one was nice. This had $150,000 MSRP. Ended up buying it for around the $15,000 mark and selling it for around $35,000. And let's see what else we got. We got a 2016 Land Rover Range Rover HSE. This has an MSRP of $105,000. Just got this one done. This is going to be the wife's new car. And then behind me, we are working on a 2016 Land Rover Range Rover long wheelbase HSE. It's the supercharged 5.0. And then on my RV pad in line is a 2014 Range Rover Sport Autobiography. Its MSRP is $110,000. You add up all of those, it's actually more than $500,000. You got $635,000 worth of MSRP of Range Rovers around here. It's absolutely nuts. Let's talk about their failures. Their failures are, number one, timing chain issues, and number two, water outlet pipe issues. Let's talk about the water outlet pipe issues first. So I'm going to cut to a video here. You got a plastic piece that bolts underneath the intake right to the block that takes the hot water from the engine and takes it and puts it to the radiator. This thing has tons of heat cycles, right? It gets really hot and cold, really hot and cold, and this is plastic. These things break, they get brittle, they break, and then they release coolant all over the valley of the engine, and typically the engine will ruin itself before the driver even knows that the engine's overheating. Blows the head gasket, and hopefully your cylinder heads are within spec. 0.2 millimeter or 0.008 inches of deflection warpage is what's allowed. So typically those need head gaskets. And then I replace that plastic piece with a aluminum one. Now these come from China. They're a China copy. There's nothing in the States that I know of yet that makes these in aluminum. So I'm continuing to buy them from Amazon, Chinazon, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, I don't put that plastic back on there. That's failure number one. Failure number two, timing chain stuff. And two ways that these can fail. The earlier models, so like 2015 and older, actually had timing chain guides where the timing chain tensioner would poke a hole through the actual tensioning arm. It was soft aluminum with that steel pin of the tensioner, and it would just poke right through that aluminum, and then of course cause the chain to get loose, skip teeth, pistons hit valves. Another way that these could fail with the timing is the timing chain tensioner actually just fails. Timing chain tensioner works on oil pressure. As your engine builds up oil pressure, it will push that piston of the tensioner out and keep tension on the chain. And when there's no oil pressure, i.e. when you shut off your car, there's a ratcheting mechanism that keeps the tensioner fully extended, keeps the chain taut. What'll happen is the timing chain tensioner ratcheting mechanism will fail, and that tensioner will go back in, retract, and then when you go to start up your car, the chain's loose, it'll flap around and skip a few teeth. Maybe pistons will hit valves there, and then cylinder heads have to come off. You have to buy new valves, do new valve seals, all that good stuff. Anyway, why I don't post a bunch of videos is because I'm doing so many Range Rovers. And why make the same video over and over again? I've already got a video on Jaguar 3.0, redoing that engine. I'm going to link those 4 parts. It's a 4-part series. I'm going to link those 4 down below in the video description. I've done the 2016 Range Rover Sport. That's the white one that you saw earlier. I also had a 3.0 AJ126 engine in it, just like the Jaguar, but it was in a Range Rover, so I figured I'd make a video on that one. And there's been a whole bunch of these AJ133s. The AJ133s are the 5.0 version, and they come in naturally aspirated and supercharged. So, yeah. These things are junk. I don't ever recommend you buy a Jaguar or Land Rover. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Please like, please subscribe. Leave a comment below if you've had a problem with your Range Rover or Jaguar.